This is Andy Parole for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm glad to be joined by trainer Nigel Travis. Nigel, how are you doing?
Very well, extremely well. I'm blessed.
Very happy mood, man, Nigel.
Yeah, always happy. You're a long time dead, so let's enjoy it while we can.
It's good to hear. Obviously, I've come up today to try and catch up with as many people as I can, starting off with yourself. Just talk to me about how preparations are going through with some of the guys. Starting off with Jack Catterall, a lot of people excited to see when that opportunity will drop for him to fight for that WBO world title.
Yeah, he's waiting patiently, very patiently, and it's been tolerable for it to happen because he's been waiting and it just seems like he's going on forever. So he's very patient, but we're excited for the future. Ramirez is the mandatory fight, so he has to fight Pistol. So they're waiting to find out that. We'd like to get Jack a fight in the interim, just to tick him over. But he's always ready. I've never met anyone as professional as him. Certainly not in my time in the game, which is a number of years. But he's just he's so hungry, and it's kids like that you want to train. The kids like that are a pleasure to train because you don't need to ask for effort. Effort is the first thing that they do.
Obviously, Jack's been mandatory for a while now. Well, he's been number one for a while. The mandatory was recently called. What has been your thoughts with regards to who would you have preferred, Maurice Hooker or Jose Ramirez? Obviously, if Ramirez was to defeat Postel in their fight.
I think Jack would have done exactly the same as Ramirez did. Hooker would have sat on him and hurt him. Hooker didn't do anything that he should do in my eyes. He went short, kept it quite close, and paid the price. And you can't do that with Ramirez. I think Jack would have destroyed Maurice Hooker, but I also think that he's favourable to beat Ramirez. He's better than Ramirez. Ramirez is a great body puncher. Ramirez is an insatiable appetite to throw shots. I just think Jack's a different class. I really do think he's got everything. He's got the movement. He's got the power. He's got the dedication. He's very strong at the weight, which obviously Maurice Hooker wasn't. And you've seen that since him going up to welterweight. But I think Ramirez beats Pistol, and I think that Jack will be next in line, and it's got excitement written all over it for the neutrals. It's a great fight because I think it can only bring a good fight with the styles. Styles make fights, and I believe Jack will win. Simple.
Now, obviously at super lightweight, we have the unification bout between Josh Taylor and Regis Prograis in the World Boxing Super Series final. How do you see that one playing out?
Well, I'm amazed to find out that Taylor's the underdog and Prograis is the favourite. I don't see it that way. I see Prograis getting beat and then setting up an all-British unification to become undisputed world light welterweight champion in my eyes. I think Jack beats Ramirez, and it's just again it bodes for a classic Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall in my eyes, and it's very hard not to be excited by that. And again, you can get wrapped up in looking ahead. We wouldn't look ahead ever, whether it's Pistol or Ramirez. I believe it'll be Ramirez, and I think that Jack could beat him, and I also think that Taylor has got the making and got the measure of Prograis. That's what I think.
I know it would be a while away yet, but how big a fight between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall would that be?
I think it's a classic, genuinely, England versus Scotland. I just think it's got the makings of a classic, and what more would you want as a Brit, looking for two Brits fighting to become undisputed world champion. That's what it's all about. You got a little Ukrainian who's unbeatable at lightweight, wanting to unify all the styles. And unfortunately, in this game, it's about business. It's about money, and it really leaves a sour taste in the mouth because you need one champion. I mean, belts are sometimes laughable. I mean, since in the WBC releasing belts now to a penny, and it's just ridiculous. It belittles the champions who are there. I'm not a great fan of it. Kids want some recognition. That's why they're making belts, but they're to a penny now, and I really do believe that. So the more world titles, the more belts you've got, the more opportunity maybe. But I think that to have two British fighters fighting to become the best completely in the world is something to be savoured, and hopefully it happens.
Let's quickly work through the rest of your camp. Rocky Fielding's apparently come down with a little bit of a bug over last night or so.
Yeah, he was supposed to be sparring today, and he went out for a meal with Jess, his missus, and they got a bug, so he's been up all night, so not been able to spar today. But yeah, he's back in. He had an unfortunate injury, breaking his toe in his kitchen, just a freak accident. And then, but he was fighting on the MCK show in Liverpool. So again, we're waiting for news of when and who he's fighting. But obviously, because of Rocky's recent history, people want to fight him now. People want to see if they can do a better number on him than Canelo did. And he didn't perform with Canelo. I mean, it's plain to see, it was obvious to see that. But so. They've talked about some decent names, and Rocky's got a decent future ahead of him. We're certainly not over for Rocky, and you're not defined by one fight or two fights. He lost against Callum Smith, but because he lost against Callum Smith, that opened up the opportunity to fight Canelo, because Canelo won a 40, and Canelo, if he was unbeaten, I truly believe that. So it gave him an opportunity to fight the biggest stage in the world at Madison Square Garden, top of the bill, against arguably one of the pound for pound fighters, champions of the last 10 years. Certainly, he's a name, he's a household name, and he is boxing in America, and you've seen that with the things he's getting away with, which again leave a sour taste in the mouth.
Moving on to Martin Murray. Martin obviously out last month. A couple of months ago now. After his defeat to Hassan and Dam, a lot of people weren't sure as to whether or not we would see him return. All the signs indicated that he was planning on hanging the gloves up, but he's come back to give it another go. What are your plans with Martin, or what does Martin still want to achieve in the sport?
There's absolutely no pressure on Martin at all, which makes him free to do what he wants. But that makes him, a bit of a dangerous animal in my eyes. He struggled between 160, 168, so it's the choice of where he's gone. But Martin, would like to take Martin to America. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to go to America with Martin and show him the American people, even though they know him. Boxing purists will know a lot about Martin Murray, but the general public don't. And I'd like to take him to America. And Martin's a great attribute to our camp. He's a stalwart. He can fight. He can fight properly, and you've seen that against Golovkin. He did fight the best in the world at the time, and wasn't found wanting at all. But so again, Martin, it wasn't Martin wasn't brilliant against Ndam, and there was just a few things off with him, and people were asking, but there's no pressure on Martin, so that makes him probably more hungry, because he wants to come out and prove a point. People have already written him off a few times, so we believe that he can go on.
Obviously, we're waiting to see when Cole's hand will heal up after his freak accident out in the States. What was your initial reaction to that injury when you found out about it?
I was there. We were sat down having a coffee, and this ludicrous accident, which was like a carry-on film. It's something that, of all the people it could have hit, it hit him. And I was sat there a foot from him. So it was just freakish, but he's healing well. He's been to see his consultant on Wednesday, and he hopes within 3 weeks he'll be punching. So I'd like to think before the end of the year, maybe early next year, that he'll be fighting. Where and when, again, it remains to be seen. But a freak accident that that just sickened us, because the kid was on fire, and he was ready to for me put on a performance and go on. So he's put him 6 months behind him in my eyes at best. So we'll see now where it goes. But as I say, by the end of the year, we'd like to have something. Certainly in the next month, we'll know when and where.
Before that injury, there was a lot of rumours circulating that Carroll may face Oscar Valdez. Obviously, since then, Oscar Valdez has vacated to move up. What are your thoughts on Oscar's decision to do so?
I wouldn't have thought he wanted to fight Carl. I mean, I don't think Carl's the only reason he's moved up. Listen, it's business. I've said that earlier on. It's business. It's all about what makes these kids, the future secure. So that's what they're all trying to do. And we're stupid if we think anything otherwise. The kids, they put themselves in the line of fire, and they need to be rewarded properly. And a lot of kids are not. We've got plenty of kids in this gym who are not earning any money because they're not the names that we've already gone through. So, but it is what it is. You just got to get on with it. And we think that Carl doesn't want to go down a level. Doesn't want to be, he wants to stay at a level. And we think he's big enough for him, and he deserves a shot. And we believe, that he has the appetite and the skill and the commitment to become a world champion again.
Chantelle Kamran as well, waiting for WBC to call the mandatory opportunity against Katie Taylor. How long do you think Chantelle could be waiting for that mandatory to be called?
It might not happen. It may not happen. Katie Taylor, I've heard, the rumour is that she might want to go up in weight to light welterweight to become, a two-time world champion, two-weight world champion. So I think that Katie Taylor lost the last fight against Pursuit. I'm quite happy to call that, without any chance of being called, corrupted. I believe that she lost it, and I believe that Chantelle is the person who could profiteer off that. So she may get somebody else, at that weight. If they call the mandatory and she's not there, then she'll fight for it immediately, you'd expect. But
I only got fucking subtitles.
Excuse the language, I'm very, very, very sorry. I've got a Mongolian kid over here trying to talk to me, I don't know what he's saying. Chantelle, we're excited about Chantelle. And Chantelle's, she's ferocious. She's ferocious. She's almost schizophrenic how she is. She's so lovely and so nice outside the ring. And as soon as she gets in there, it's a switch that flicks, and it's all business. And she is the business. She really is.
And Tommy Coyle as well. I know Tommy was disappointed after his defeat to Chris Algieri. I know that Jamie would have loved to have seen him retire. He obviously seems to want that one more fight to go out on a high. What do you see that the future lies? How does the future plan out? For Tommy Coyle, how do you see the ground lying?
I don't think Tommy's looking for a happy ending and all that. I think Tommy wants to fight. Tommy wants one more fight. He wants to be involved in the biggest and best fight and tear up, as he would say, that he can have. Tommy loves to fight. It's Tommy's medicine. It's Tommy's, quiet time, as daft as that sounds. Tommy feels peaceful when he's in there. And sometimes, even out of camp, he comes down here just when we're short of sparring, because he's always in mint condition. He's always in top shape. So he comes down here and just have a tear up, as he calls it. But that's also not great when he's taking miles off the clock. He's got to think of his health. He doesn't want to be a gibbering, stuttering, old man. He wants to enjoy his kid's future. He's got 3 babies. He's a family man. He's a businessman. He's very, very busy. He's got a beautiful missus. So he doesn't want to be, in nappies. When he's a young man. So he needs to be. Sometimes those decisions have got to be made for him. Jamie did that at Madison Square Garden. Took it out of his hands and made the call. A very difficult call, but it was the right call. We don't want to. Tommy's our friend. We train him, but he's our friend. He's like family to us, and we want him to be healthy. So there's talk about different fights, and Tommy wants one more, but it will definitely be his last if he has one. He's waiting for some medical reports to come back. So really, that could be taken out of his hands. We'll see what happens. When he's got an exam in his eye, so it should be okay. But who knows? But Tommy's an exciting kid and a businessman. He's got a future away from boxing. So Tommy's very fortunate, but he's also a cracking kid.
Now, away from your gym, just want to get your thoughts on a couple of other things. Starting off with this past weekend, we saw Lomachenko defeat Luke Campbell. What was your thoughts on the fight, Nigel, if you caught it?
I think it was brilliant. I think Campbell did magnificently. Did really, really well. And did a lot better than a lot of people thought, genuinely. And in defeat, his stock rose, which happens very, 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 very rarely, and it did. Lomachenko's a different level. He's the best pound for pound, arguably. But I mean, maybe in his success on the weekend, he maybe came down a peg or two. Maybe Crawford, rose above him, and Campbell's stock rose. So it was a cracking fight, a great event. And listen, that's what you want. People want to come to Britain because our fans are the best in the world, and that's so much to be proud of. People want to come and box in Britain. Years ago, they avoided us. They tried to keep away from us. So now they want to come here to be part of these events.
And at this moment in time, we're seeing the Joshua Ruiz 2 World Media Tour. What are your thoughts, firstly, though, with the fight taking place in Saudi Arabia?
I've already said it 10 minutes ago, or however this interview is going on. It's business. It's all about money. It's all about money and business, and that's an unfortunate thing because it's maybe the some of us who miss out. Like you miss out on fights because governing bodies won't allow stuff. You miss out on fights because you can't afford the pay. Not everyone can afford pay-per-view, but Joshua's a pay-per-view, fighter. He's changed the face of boxing recently because he's the name people want to watch, and it's an interesting fight. Being in Saudi Arabia, I understand. I'm not one to judge and call the human rights violations that they've got going over there. It's business. It's bringing business to their country, and and we are excited by it. I would rather it be in Britain. I would rather it be in Madison Square Garden. I'd rather be in America. Of course I would, because that's the staple diet of boxing wherever, or even in Vegas. But it is what it is. It's business, and they're getting the most money. People are paying a lot of money for it to happen over there. So it sours it, the fact that it's not accessible for everybody, but it is what it is. You can watch it on TV.
How do you see the rematch playing out?
It's a tough one. Genuinely, I think it is a toss-up. It wasn't a toss-up before the first fight. It was a definite Joshua win. But Ruiz had hardly any time, even though he'd boxed 6 weeks prior to it, so he was relatively fit. He didn't have that, a great preparation. Now he's got a great preparation. Could be exactly the same. I hope not. I'm a Brit through and through. I want Joshua to win. Joshua's changed the face of this sport, and he's brought attention to it. So I hope Joshua, wins. It looked like he was going to win early on, and then he got put over himself. So I don't buy into what is, the interviews I've seen on Sky Sports about the punch from the heavens and all this. Him saying that. I think he's hasn't done himself any favours in my eyes, because I think every shot we throw is a punch from the heavens. That's in my eyes. Every time they throw a shot, they talk about lucky shots. Oliver McCall hitting Lennox Lewis to knock him out. Oliver McCall tried to knock Lennox Lewis out, threw it and knocked him out. So he did exactly what he wanted to do. Same as Ruiz did with Joshua. It is what it is. It's exciting. We're talking right now because it really is a unfinished business. This really needs to be addressed, and I think he's doing the right thing. People say, I should have had a few more fights. Ruiz got beat off Joseph Parker, could have got beat off somebody else, and then it fractures it all up. I want a unified light welterweight title, and I want it to be Jack Catchell. I'd like a unified heavyweight champion. I'd like it to be Joshua. I'd like Lomachenko to be unified. I'd like unified. I think it's what they all should do. We should insist as a public, insist on these governing bodies getting their heads together and allowing this to happen, whether it's promotional companies, governing bodies, whoever, they need to work together because we want it. There's enough for everybody to go around. So I'm excited. I love the sport.
Another fight that might excite you, Nigel. Karasawa versus Logan Paul. What are your thoughts on Eddie Hearn deciding to step up to promote that one?
I think it's bullshit. Excuse my French. I think it's nonsense. I've just seen an interview this morning with Eddie Hearn saying, he wouldn't be involved in it, and now he's involved in it. I mean, it's amazing how history and social media come back and bite you on the ass. I think it's nonsense. I've got no interest in it at all. I didn't watch the first one. I didn't watch any of the coverage of the first one. I've got no interest in it at all. I don't watch Sex on the Beach or whatever it's called. I don't know what it is. Essex and whatever. I don't watch it. I don't watch television. I ain't got time to watch television because I'm in a boxing club most of my time. But no, I've got no interest in it at all. I think it's laughable. I genuinely do. I think a lot of the stuff that we've done, I think we're scoring a lot of own goals. I think the fact that Conor McGregor for Floyd Mayweather, I think it's laughable. Conor McGregor shouldn't be in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, even though he did okay apparently. No, he didn't. Floyd Mayweather allowed him. Floyd Mayweather was out of shape and still, destroyed him. If could have done it earlier. We've got it's a pride. It's a proud sport, and we should keep its honour and not sour it by letting people who've never boxed, come in and claim successes when it's really unheralded. And the fact that someone like Billy Joe Saunders is boxing on it, I just don't get it. It's not it's not ideal for me, but again, I'm not promotional, I'm not a businessman, I'm a boxing coach, and will continue to carry on doing that.
Now, one thing I also just want to pick up on from that answer is you said that you don't get the chance to watch TV. We did briefly touch on it before the interview started. Peaky Blinders, you had your mini appearance on it in one of the first series. You not have a chance to catch up on that, Nigel?
No, I haven't. Again, I've not got time to. No, I haven't. I watched a couple of the first series because I was in it. That was it. But again, maybe I'm egotistical because I watched that. No, I just wanted to see what it looked like. I haven't seen it. Me and my wife are definitely going to sit down. We've got a few Netflix series that we're doing. We do sit down and we do it in a weekend. So, but I haven't got time to see my kids sometimes. So the last thing I'm going to start doing when I do get home is watching soap operas or watching dramas on TV. Even though it apparently is fantastic and everyone tells me how brilliant it is, and I've been in a few things on television before and no one's ever seen it. Everyone's seen this. Everyone who I speak to want to talk about that. Want to talk about Peaky Blinders because it's such a big thing. And but I am going to watch it. I'm going to spend a bit of time with my wife Susie. We're going to sit down and probably do it in a weekend or a week or however we normally do it. But we're on a few other things at the moment. There's loads and loads we've got to get through. We've got a list that people keep telling us to watch, and we do it. We did Power and things like that. So we're Breaking Bad, all those things, and we do it. We do the whole series. So I'm on Suits at the moment, and I can't stop it halfway through because I can't remember what happened yesterday. So I need to keep it current.
Now, one thing I also want to touch on is your relationship with Jamie Moore. I always see on social media yourself and Jamie having a few exchanges, etc. All light-hearted banter, of course. I've turned up today. And seen you both exchanging a few words. Just talk to me about how you both first got to know each other and the relationship between yourselves.
We've known each other for almost 20 years. Basically, I just used to beat up on Jamie most days. I was asked to come down to sparring, and I was training with Jamie's old amateur coach, Dave Langholm, when I was amateur, and Dave organised the spar to go down to Oliver's gym in Salford. So I went down there and sparred him, and the first time we sparred, it was we talk about it quite often. I got absolutely hammered. Don't mind admitting it. I've never felt a heat like it. I mean, you felt a heat in here today. I went down there with a turtleneck, my tracksuit tucked into my boots. It was like, there's a sweatsuit on, and I got in the ring, and Jamie proceeded to knock 10 bells of shit out of me for 4 rounds. And my father was in the corner and looked and was like, "What are you doing?" And then and that was the first time we sparred. That was our meeting. So I went down there a week later, invest the shorts and basically continue to beat him within an inch of his life. And that's not lying. No, me and Jamie, we go back a long way and we sparred. Boxing is our relationship. That's how we did it. But now our wives, our best friends, our kids are friends, our parents. It's all. It's a real union and a battle. It's a real joy to be part of. But Jamie basically helps me out in the gym and just make sure everything's all right when I'm not here.
What's your funniest memory with Jamie?
He's got a book. You read the book. There's loads of stuff on his book. I haven't got a book, so I'm not going to write one. But no, Jamie, we've got a lot of stuff. We go way back, and it's a lot of stories. Usually in beer. It's usually in beer that our real stories come out. And but yeah, we see each other every day, and we holiday together. We spend weekends together, evenings together, everything. So, it's good top banter, as you would say.
Spending all that time together, Nigel. No wonder you ain't got time for your family.
That's right. No, but, yeah, my family's with his family though, so at least they're getting looked after. I'm okay.
Well, Nigel Travis, I appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to myself and Boxing Social.
God bless you. Take care.